Good morning. You're listening to AVNewsCast.com on News Talk 1380.
Morning. You like that one,
Yeah,
huh?
I did.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good morning, you guys. Every day this week, we're going to have a different candidate on that's running for the California State Assembly seat in the 36th District, which covers the Antelope Valley, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Today we have in studio Tom Lackey. Tom, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you.
It's always great to have you here.
Yes, it is.
This is the last time, because of the FCC's mandated political windows, this is the last time, this week is the last time that we're going to have any guests on that are running for election that will be up on the June 3rd primary. Because we can't do any more, we're going to get spanked. So, so this is it. This is the last show that's going to be up on the internet that people get a chance to listen to that'll maybe help them make their minds up.
Right.
Okay. That being said, I listened the other night, Tom, to Assemblyman Wilk speak on your behalf, and very much against Assemblyman and our current incumbent Steve Fox. Okay. Tom, tough question, but compare you and Steve Fox.
Very different people.
I understand, but at the end of the day, a lot of people say the two horses that are going to be running after this primary are going to be you and Steve Fox.
Okay.
You don't agree? You do agree?
No, I think that Steve Fox is just governs completely different than I do. He operates very different than I do, and he just is a person that doesn't engage when there's true controversy, and he's uncomfortable taking positions where he feels that there's a split in opinion. And I clearly don't have that same perspective. I think that leadership is really, really important, especially when there's controversy, to take a position. You have to be a good listener, of course, before you make the decision. But once you do have to make a decision, and once you do, you need to be compelling, and you need to take your position and go to the other side and explain your position, and that's the end of the story. You do the best you can, and you don't take comfortable ground. That is not leadership, and that's become quite a pattern for our current assembly member. And I just want the people to know that there is another option, and we are going to march forward and let them know exactly where I come from and what I stand for.
Well, that's the one thing that a lot of people say is when it comes to Tom Lackey, you know exactly where he stands.
I would certainly hope so.
Okay. There's no secret. He puts it right out there.
No compromise.
No compromise. Okay. There's no question about that. In 2012, Tom, you came very, very close. Very, very close. This election is different. You've got 3 Republicans running and 2 Democrats. To put yourself on top, what are you doing to put yourself on top? In California's primary, the top 2, it doesn't make any difference which party, the top 2 go.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
What are you doing different than you did in 2012?
Well, the whole dynamic is different, and so clearly what we're doing is communicating clearly to the public in a way that shows that we have the energy necessary to win in November. I mean, that is really the key in a primary, is you put yourself out there, and people need to understand who's going to carry the day. And we have candidates in the Republican Party who are just entering into the elected arena. And this is not a time to cut your teeth in training. This is a time where people need to know that they can have confidence in a change, because you have an incumbent here that you're facing. And the Democrats, we have never in the Antelope Valley faced this kind of situation where we have what is called a targeted seat, which means the Democrat Party are going to come here in a very strong presence and try to regain the supermajority that they have mounted in Sacramento. And so we have to put forward the candidate that is actually going to be a fierce opponent, who will actually be compelling and who can actually win in November. And I believe my credentials meet that requirement.
If Sacramento just keeps going the way they're going, and a few more people get arrested, they'll just lose their whole supermajority.
Yeah.
That'd be okay with me.
It'll just be gone. No, you don't agree?
Yeah, no, I do. I do. But it's the when of the it's it just fluctuates.
It fluctuates.
Yeah.
Okay.
One season it'll be Republicans going at it, going crazy, and right now it's the Dems losing their minds.
One area, Scott Wilkes spoke on a lot of areas the other night when I listened to him speak, but one area that we've touched on this show many, many times was AB 1266, the transgender bill. Okay? In the Antelope Valley, if you were to take a poll, it would be almost evenly split.
I don't see that. I don't see that.
From
Who says that?
from people in the Antelope Valley that a lot of people have spoken to. Okay? It's almost 50-50 split. In terms
I'm going
of
to start doing my own poll.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know. You spoke to a lot of people that was pro on that.
Now, whoever came up with the number,
I'm just
that Steve
saying
got-
you. Have you spoke to anybody that was
yes,
pro?
I have.
Really?
But
Really?
yeah, but I don't.
I haven't.
He's just
I don't
saying
want-
that for the sake of an argument.
No.
Have you, Mr. Lucky?
Not in my circle.
Right.
Okay.
Not in mine either.
In Palmdale, and there may be more now, but in Palmdale there were 12 kids.
12.
Okay, that had actually gone through the process and declared themselves transgender. Okay, I'm saying, and Steve Fox even on the show even said, according to the numbers that his office got, okay, and people calling in, it was relatively 50-50 split, and he didn't vote on it. Okay, it wasn't a no vote. It was just there was no vote. Okay,
It's a position I just talked about earlier.
yeah, you would have voted no,
Well, of course.
right?
Absolutely. And let me just tell you that don't interpret that as insensitive, because I think that this is a problem that every local municipality should address locally. This is not a Band-Aid approach where Sacramento can come up with the solution of the challenge of addressing this issue. Clearly, what they did has created a much greater problem and created a whole new set of circumstances that are going to have to be dealt with now. And I don't even think it brings remedy to the problem. I think it was a poorly crafted circumstance that fell under political pressure to do something. And I think that that is all too often the attitude in Sacramento, is that they can fix everything. And that is clearly not the truth. As someone who has worked in local government is the most responsive and the most likely solution to local problems. And this is not a problem that is that every community faces. Right. So why does every community have to be part of this whole proposal? And I think it's very counterproductive, and I think it's a shame that our local leader couldn't take a position and then come to the community and say why he took that position instead. And unfortunately, I think he sent a misleading message. He said he voted no, and his office said he voted no, when in fact he did not. And I think that is wrong as well.
Well, on the show, he did say that he just didn't vote. And his position was, if memory serves, is that he decided not to vote it because of the feedback that he got, and that it was, evenly keeled. And he didn't want to, put his own particular opinion in there. But if asked, he said that he doesn't agree with it.
Right, and that's the one thing. That's one thing that a lot of people talk about. Not necessarily that, but at the end of the day, you got to stand up for what you believe in. And sometimes,
well, I don't know, because to be honest, I don't know, because it's not just you. You're representing all of us.
But
now, on that one,
you were voted in by the majority of people because of your views, your take,
right,
that the people felt like theoretically you matched up enough.
Right.
So by voting your feelings, by voting your logic, you're therefore representing the people that voted you in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's what I would say about this particular issue. And when you have an issue that is apparently, and I don't even know that this is accurate depiction, that is apparently split, that is where your own personal moral code should prevail. Whatever that moral code is, and people should know what it is when you run. And so you have a responsibility to come back to your community and say, this is why I took this position, and this is why I thought it was best for this area, period. And it's not just, I like this way, or, well, maybe the people, ooh, this is a really tough call. I think maybe I'll just sit this one out because we have a supermajority that will carry the day, and I could sit back and hide. That's not leadership. And I think that the community deserved much better than that, and they would have gotten much better had I been there.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, I want to talk about California, its overregulation, and business in the states. So stand by. You're listening to AV Newscast, and we'll be right back.
If you're thinking about getting your backyard in shape for entertaining, there's only one place to shop, and that's Abadak Outdoors in Palmdale. At Abadak Outdoors in Palmdale, you'll save up to 70% off retail every day at our factory warehouse showroom. Abadak has everything you need to get your backyard in shape, like 7.5-foot tall, 41,000 BTU, freestanding LPG patio heaters for just $159.99. How about a fully enclosed backyard gazebo? Fire up that barbecue and enjoy a nice meal inside one of our Mandalay, Trinidad, or Mykonos freestanding gazebos. Just $219.97 every day. If you want wholesale prices, come to Abadak Outdoors in Palmdale. How about backyard shade or car canopies? You can pick a variety of color choices starting at just $129.97. Stop by Abadak Outdoors in Palmdale. We're located at 38940 Trade Center Drive, 1 block east of 10th Street West. The Abadak Factory Showroom is open from 8 to 4 every day. That's Abadak Outdoors at 38940 Trade Center Drive in Palmdale, where you'll save up to 70% off retail every day. Check us out on the web at abadak.com or give us a call at 661-480-1562.
There's a school in Palmdale that's become the talk of the town. It's called the Guidance Charter School, and many parents say it's magical. The Guidance Charter School is WASC certified, scored 783 in academic performance, and has an educational curriculum that exceeds what the state of California recommends. The curriculum is enriched through age-appropriate exposure for information technology, arts, foreign language such as Arabic, and physical education. The Guidance Charter School is now going to have a full CIF sports program with soccer, basketball, track, cheerleading, and more. They're an open enrollment school, publicly funded, and have been in business for 12 years, fully approved by Palmdale School District. The Guidance Charter School has small class sizes such as 20 students in grades K through 3, 25 in 4 through 8, and just 30 students in grades 9 through 12. Call the Guidance Charter School in Palmdale today at 661-272-1701. That's the Guidance Charter School in Palmdale, 661-272-1701. And check out their website at thegcs.org. A better high school choice.
Welcome back to AVNewsCast.com on News Talk 1380. Look at Angie go.
What? What's she doing?
She was rocking out.
You don't pay attention to me.
I'm not paying attention. Tom, every time we talk to people about what's been going on in Sacramento, especially if they're involved in business, big or small, the one thing is the overregulation. A lot of businesses have left California because it's too expensive to stay here. If you get elected and you go up to Sacramento, what changes do you want to see made?
Well, we need to get out of the way, and we need to provide more incentives for business and to let them know that we actually are friendly. I mean, the enterprise zone circumstance that we have now is just a bite of what we can do. We can show that we really, really want these people by not overregulating and not imposing some kind of license demand and some kind of fee every time they try to do their business. And we need to get out of their way, and we need to invite them here and make them feel comfortable. There are other states that are providing tax incentives that are proven to be very, very real. And that's exactly the mentality that we need to have to invite business here, because trust me, we have great weather, we have great location. People want to come to California, but not at the expense of survival. And that's really, we've created our own monster in trying to get our way, so to speak, when really we need to let the people have it their way and let this free enterprise do what it can do.
Texas spent $25 million, and it's still ongoing, okay? $25 million in an advertising and marketing campaign just to target California businesses specifically to move.
Well, they know
Okay.
we're easy. New York spent a lot of money too. New York is giving free tax break for 10 years with a new company, with a new startup in New York.
Wow.
Right.
And that's my home. It's like, are you calling me?
Right. And California being the movie capital of the world, or at least it used to be, New York had a $400 million fund, okay, for tax rebates for films that would go over there and shoot over there, versus California, which had a lottery kind of a situation, and they only had $100 million.
Right.
Okay? And now they want to increase it. There's no reason that we're not as competitive or more competitive
No,
than anybody
I just
else.
I watched a TV show. It was like it wasn't like a reality show or like Walking Dead or anything. It was like just a court show or something, and it was at the very end. There goes that Georgia peach again.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sick of seeing that. Sick to death of that.
Well, now David Letterman is just announced his retirement, right?
Yeah.
And California, especially L.A., they're trying to target that show for whoever is going to be the new host. They want it to come back to California.
Well, that'd be good.
Okay.
Listen, I do have a question for you. What is your major motivation? I mean, I know it's quite aggravating to go through the process of trying to get elected. Did you experience something in your life that made you absolutely motivated? I mean, you've retired. You've already served your community. You've done a great job. I appreciate it. You certainly never pulled me over. I really appreciate that. But what was the overwhelming motivation that said that this was your calling, and why are you doing this?
Well, actually, it's quite simple. When I was a very, very young man, I had a great example, and it was my father. And being from a small town, you get the benefit of believing that you can make a difference, and because you really do. And I believe that my background, my faith, and everything that has been given to me happened for a reason. And I love to share, and I love to try to be compelling because I think my perspective benefits the greater good, not just me personally. And I believe that philosophy needs to be shared, and I love the attempt to try to engage people because I like feeling like I'm helping. There's something about that in the human spirit that there's very, very rewarding for me. And that's why I picked two careers that gave me that sense. When I was in special ed, when I was a teacher there, I got a certain sense of satisfaction, and I felt really good about myself at the end of the day. Same thing in law enforcement. Even though you take action that's an enforcement that's somewhat punitive to people, you feel like you're trying to send a message to them, please don't do whatever you were doing because it puts you at risk, unnecessary risk. And so I believe that the principles that I stand for benefit the greater good, and I love to try to be compelling. I love to try to share what I have in my heart because I believe it's real, and I believe it actually can change for the better.
I know where you're coming from. I almost feel guilty, but the time I feel the best is when I'm helping out at Grace Resources. And I feel guilty for feeling that good.
That's because you're shopping for freaks.
Oh.
But
I don't have to shop.
You just made
I got
that
the home delivery.
You just made that easy for me. But you know what? Something actually struck me when you said that. What I want to know is, from working in law enforcement, you probably have a perspective that's definitely different than mine. Do you see anything that you might want to put your finger in by means of changing with the system that we call justice? Is there something that's on the tip of your tongue or in the back of your mind that you know that you can make a change for that can be better for us as a community?
All I got to do right now is point to a very, very critical issue that's facing our community right now. Oh. And I will tell you that there's something that's equally important to our community is injustice. And we're clearly facing a system that is trying to impose injustice by releasing a very known, established threat into our community and to pose a circumstance that none of us deserve, including the person himself. He's going to be put in a position now where he's also facing potential vigilantism. There are all sorts of other circumstances that he does not belong in a free society, roaming freely, because he has a toxin in his makeup somewhere. I'm not professional enough to identify exactly why he does what he does, but he does it. And he does it over and over and over. And when do we get the message? When does our system say, enough is enough? We're not going to put you back into society where you're going to reoffend and you're going to create more victims, because our system of rehab focuses completely on the perpetrator and completely forgets about the victims. They don't even become relevant anymore. And that is a tragedy, it's a travesty, and that's part of the injustice that I will fight very vigorously.
I appreciate that.
Right.
Because, I mean, isn't the thought, I mean, how old is this man? The man is like in his 60s, right?
Something like that.
Who we're
So-
talking about is a convicted serial rapist by the name of Christopher Hubbard that is set to be released in the Antelope Valley by a Superior Court judge in Santa Clara.
And with the
Right.
Affordable Care Act, he'll be able to get his Viagra even if he is old. So,
Ew.
so
Like
just
I-
saying.
Like I said, he shops for it. But I mean, and the
There's-
thinking is that he's 60 years old, so he's too old, and he's not agile enough to be a predator. That's
He's been in and
dumb.
out of prison. One of the last times that he was released from prison, within 2 days after being released, he went out and reoffended and re-raped, having just
He
gotten
doesn't
out.
want to be out.
Okay.
I mean, he really doesn't. He might talk the talk. He may not even be saying anything because this judge is hell bent on letting this guy out, and he should be his neighbor. I hear the judge is going to be retiring in 3 months. He should
get
open
a
up his
duplex.
spare
Yeah.
room because I know he got a guest room. He's a judge. Let him stay there.
The judge probably really doesn't care too much because he is retiring.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
Right.
got short
And-
timers.
And you would think after the uproar that was in the Antelope Valley the last time, okay, when this first began, we had Palmdale Mayor Jim Ledford on the show, we had Steve Fox on the show, we had Senator Steve Knight on the show, all at one time,
Right.
all talking about this one particular
Yeah.
fact. We reached out to Jackie Lacey, the community. Vladimir started an online petition. Okay?
It's on again.
There were thousands and thousands of signatures
Yeah.
delivered to this judge,
Yeah.
telling him the community
And
doesn't
he
want
does
it,
not
and here he's doing it
care.
again.
He
And
doesn't care.
looking at the seething people out there when we went, justifiably angry. I couldn't help but this weekend think about the vigilanteism that you were talking about. Not that anyone that I saw there would do it, but the amount of rage that he's going to be placed in our community and our citizens are going to be put at risk.
They were clearly not encouraging that kind of behavior.
No, not
That's
at all.
another injustice that would
Right.
that would be another tragedy. So let's just identify it for what it is. This is absolute nonsense. And we really need to stand up. We need to speak out because we live in a democracy. We also live in a country that declares justice as part of its core beliefs. And so sometimes we get cross-threaded, and we need to get back into the groove, and we need to get in a place where we can all support, and that is we all unified. I don't care what party you're from. I don't care what your political philosophy is. We all believe in feeling safe.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is an area where we need to bring more attention, and we need to bring just common sense to this whole table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That goes without saying.
Yeah, well, that's something that we're going to have to deal with, and we've got about 45 days to try to deal with that with this judge, and go back and see if we can get him to reconsider. And it's going to be interesting because even the last time when we all did this, and Jackie Lacey, our L.A. County DA even went up there on filed motions to try to get him to stop. He still wasn't interested. It took the homeowner seeing the rage in the community to pull the house off the market to be able to stop it.
Which I don't know why we have another homeowner that's willing.
It's
What
money.
planet is?
It's money.
So what? So I mean, a renter will pay you money.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't know. You know, I can't speak for the homeowner, but for whatever reason, there's enough positive benefit to this homeowner that they believe that it outweighs what they're doing, which is really dumb.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That's the whole thing. And never underestimate the other person's greed. It's the green money that's making him do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, and he's probably tried to rent this house, and he's getting top dollar from the state now for this.
Really.
And it's
Top
actually
dollar.
It's actually an insurance company, a health insurance company, actually, that does the rental.
Don't say that.
Well, it is.
What do I
Not
tell
covered California.
It doesn't matter.
It's not Obamacare.
I tell you about the insurance company. Hey, watch yourself. Watch yourself. We have company.
Oh,
You can't say anything when it comes. Anything at all. Tom, going up to Sacramento, if you're elected, working both sides of the aisle. There aren't that many Republicans up there. There is a supermajority up there. Can you work with them and play well with everybody to get some things done that you want to get done and get them on your side?
One thing that I've had the advantage of, and that is when you're in a nonpartisan leadership position like the city council and like school boards that I've had the opportunity of serving on, you have a chance to work with people in spite of their differences. And one thing you learn, what gets the day done, is when you focus on common ground and not what defines you differently. And I think that that's really where you make progress. Instead of being a bomb thrower when you go up there, especially when you're in a minority, the bombs are going to come back even in bigger force against you. So really all you are is wasting time. And so I think when you go up there, you have to go up there in a genuine fashion, which I think I have a pattern of establishing. And you focus on what's common, and you focus on what needs to be done, and you make a compelling argument, and you move forward. You don't make big leaps. You take it bit by bit, and you move slowly, but you move in the right direction. And I think that I have the ability to do that because I've done it before. And that's really the Tom Lackey approach to all problems, is really it's not necessarily a Republican or a Democrat problem. So why do we make it Republican or Democrat support? Let's go and focus on what needs to be done, and let's work together. And our differences, we can mitigate our way through them.
You know, that's very true, in that mental health is not a partisan problem.
right.
Jobs in the Antelope Valley is not a partisan problem.
Healthcare.
Okay, healthcare is not a partisan problem.
I know
There-
it hurt you to say that.
What? It's not Obamacare is a partisan problem. Okay? But healthcare in general is not. Okay, and I could go on and on and on. Okay, trying to do something for the Antelope Valley and the 36th district up there. A lot of things are not partisan problems, but they become partisan problems. Okay,
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
Okay, trying to get
Almighty
something done.
dollar. Yeah. It's the dollar that gets in the way. It's the special interest that gets in the way.
Right, and let's talk to that for a second, Tom. Special interest money. Okay, a lot of people say a lot of campaigns are driven by special interest money. What do you think about that?
Well, I think what happens, and you're probably going to see it in this particular race too, like we've never seen it before, on both sides. You're going to see circumstances that Steve Fox is not going to have control over, and there are going to be circumstances that I have no control over. And it's a free system. So it's hard for me to criticize, freedom of speech. But I will tell you that just be very careful in what you read. Be a person that doesn't just look superficially. Do your job. Do your job and become an informed voter, and be careful, and just support me.
There you go. There you go.
That's
Okay,
pretty
on
clear.
that note, I want to thank you for taking the time to come on the show. It's always a pleasure having you on the show.
Yes, sir.
It's always fun to be here. You guys are a lot of fun.
Best of luck on your campaign. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in 2 minutes. You're listening to AV Newscast on News Talk Radio.
This is the sound of a brand new outdoor grill being hurled off a 20-story building. Now a stylish glass coffee table. An electric guitar. These are the things you could enjoy, all cast into oblivion. Because when you throw away money on wasted electricity, you throw away everything you could have bought with it. Visit EnergySavers.gov and get tips on how to save energy and money. Then do things like switch to Energy Star light bulbs or Energy Star appliances, and you could save hundreds of dollars a year. So this doesn't happen to the recliner you've had your eye on, or this to the treadmill on your wish list, or this to the shiny new bike your kid's been asking for. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Ad Council.
Want to fight childhood asthma? Then keep your home smoke-free, because secondhand smoke can trigger your child's asthma attacks. So make a new house rule: no smoking indoors, even when the kids are out of the house or in another room. It can make a big difference to a child with asthma. Discover other simple ways to prevent an asthma attack. Visit noattacks.org, because no child should feel like a fish out of water. Brought to you by the U.S. EPA, the Ad Council, and this station.
It's not always easy being a dad.
When's the fairy princess coming?
Any minute now. What? What do you mean she's not coming? But it's always worth it.
It's the fairy princess!
It is I, Cruz Zinkelbell. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
I know it's really you, Drew. I'm just pretending for the other kids.
Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
And welcome back to AVNewsCast.com on News Talk 1380.
Hey, we talked with Tom Lackey just a minute ago about the pillowcase rapist.
Yeah.
Okay? Christopher Hubbard. There was a press conference
Did he really
on
use
Saturday.
pillowcases?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Sick.
There was a press conference on Saturday that Steve Knight organized at the Palmdale Sheriff Station.
Mm-hmm.
And let me just add that this guy is set to move to East Avenue R, okay? Like, 20315, okay? East Avenue R. Technically, that's the Lancaster Sheriff's Department station, okay? That's technically their beat. It's not Palmdale. But because of what happened the last time, where it was going to be Palmdale, and then again this guy set to be released, news media all over said, oh, he's coming to Palmdale again. Well, that's not really true. It's actually Lancaster, okay? But it doesn't make any difference. It's still the Antelope Valley,
Right.
okay?
So at the press conference, Ledford was there and Paris was there. And...
No, Rex Parris wasn't there.
Well, what do you mean?
Marvin Christ was there.
Does he come out at all, Rex?
Yeah. Yeah, at night.
I'm
Marvin
I'm
Christ
just
was there.
saying, I would
No,
think that he'd
but
be there for this.
You know what? Lancaster did
Why
have
are you
their
talking
representatives.
over me like that? But Ledford was there.
I'm talking over you?
Yeah, because you're not letting that point sit in.
I think intentionally.
Yes,
Right.
Mayor Ledford was there. Okay, Tom Lackey was there. Senator Steve Knight was there. Drew Mercy was there. Jonathan Irvin was there. Ken Mann was there. Marvin Christ was there. A lot of people were there. A lot of people were there. No, Rex
Seemed
Parris
like
was
some
not
people
there.
wasn't there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what they did talk about was that no matter what it takes to make certain this guy does not come here, they will do.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
They will pull out all the stops. They'll do whatever they have to do. Senator Knight said, if Jackie Lacey brings me something, I'll run with it. Okay? She wants new laws enacted, I'll run with it. I'll do
Good.
whatever I can.
I'm sure he would.
My concern is the last time this happened, and we spent a great deal of time and effort on our show trying to make sure that this guy didn't come here to the Antelope Valley. But this judge seems to be
Hell bent.
on getting this guy released.
Here.
Well, as much as
Because-
anybody did, the only reason he didn't come here the last time is because the landlord had a change of heart.
Yeah.
In
'Cause he
spite of
didn't
what
care.
everybody
yeah,
else did.
it wasn't like he was moved about the community outpour.
No, not
He
at
wasn't at all.
No, and I'm thinking that,
And this is a judge. This is amazing.
Right, and he looks at like Google Earth, okay? And he sees this house in the middle of frickin' nowhere, okay? And he says, that'd be a good spot for
But
you.
it's not in the middle of nowhere. It's in the middle of our community.
Yep.
And it's in
It
the middle
is
of
in
where
our-
our kids go to school and our women walk the streets. It's disgusting.
And he has no right, he has no claim to coming to L.A. County, especially the Antelope Valley. He has nothing holding him here. He has no relatives here, never spent time up here.
Yeah, and that's why.
it's because we're a
It
dumping
looks-
ground.
It looks good.
Who cares about the Antelope Valley?
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. But I'm just thinking that this judge, he announced in early February that he was going to retire. He's not running for re-election, so he'll be off the bench in November. He doesn't care.
Well, if they do have to move him here, why can't they just move him downstream of those solar plants, and then he can drop dead of valley fever?
Valley fever.
And
He probably won't get it.
No.
you know, both Sheriff's Department, Palmdale and Lancaster, and Jackie Lacey, the LA County District Attorney, have said, you know, if he does come here, we will make certain that he is monitored so tightly. And my comment to that is, we're going to spend a fortune ensuring this guy's safety.
Yeah.
A fortune.
No, we're ensuring our safety. That's
And
I mean, by way of our safety. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know what I mean?
Patrolling the 203rd block of East Avenue R, okay? That's not an area that's heavily patrolled, okay, with 50 squad cars. Now it's going to have to be.
Yeah, just every once in a while, you know, you could have flown a helicopter over and made sure there was no Walter White out there.
Yeah,
and then, you know.
And John and Ken have already announced they're going to come back to the Antelope Valley and do another live
they're going to go
show.
slumming again. Huh?
Okay.
That was clearly how they felt about it.
Yeah, they're going to do
Jerks.
which is going to cause more attention. Okay, it'll
Well,
call
we
more
need
attention
the attention.
to it.
We need
Okay.
the attention, one way or the other. We need it. So
I understand, and really, what we should be doing is making sure that this guy just doesn't get released.
period.
Yeah.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As far as I'm concerned, he has no rights.
No.
Okay.
I mean, how many times does it take for you to say throw the key away?
Mm-hmm. He has no rights. The last time he was released from prison, he immediately went out and reoffended within a day or two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just sick.
Immediately reoffended.
Yeah. So that bracelet does nothing for him. I mean, short of making the house electrified on the outside, what's going to keep him in?
They said that the house would have to have exterior cameras, and that
But he
everything would
doesn't
have to
care. That's
be
the thing.
monitored 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Because the last time he was released, I'm sure he had a bracelet then too. He just went on with his bracelet. He didn't care.
You know, that's interesting. But actually, the last time he was released, no, he didn't.
Come on.
Because we weren't there yet. Okay?
Okay.
Okay? We weren't there yet with the laws and with Jessica's laws and all of that stuff. And Megan's
Good
laws.
night.
So we weren't there yet. But this is a guy that has raped approximately 40 women. Some counts are as high as 100. Okay? But documented 40.
That's the thing he
Okay.
does.
Right.
He can't even help himself.
Yeah.
So let's help him and keep him in there.
There you go.
Yeah. Now, what we really ought to be doing, though, is turning up the heat on the homeowner that has decided that his profit and fattening his wallet is more important, okay,
Yeah.
than safety in the Antelope Valley. Because
Yeah,
this
we
is
need
not a
his
guy.
name. We need his name.
This is not a guy that cares about that. Okay.
Well, I think Joanne from Antelope Valley Voice, I think she's got the name. And also,
we should just call him.
and she's also trying to get a chartered bus to go up to Santa Clara and bring a bunch of the citizens of the Antelope Valley up there so that judge can look at us in the eye.
Yeah, I think we should push it, and also find out where the judge lives, and maybe there's a vacant home around his neighborhood.
Right.
Okay.
And offer that house
And let's
up.
propose that.
Yeah.
And post that up on the internet and let him get attention that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? As far as I'm concerned, that's what we ought to do. Did you see the story about this lunatic couple? And I'm going to say it that way, okay?
Go ahead.
They decide it's Eric and Charlotte Kaufman, okay? And 2 weeks ago, they decided and they set sail for a trip around the world in a little dinky sailboat, okay? With a 3-year-old daughter and a 1-year-old daughter,
Of course.
okay?
Yeah.
The 1-year-old daughter was just recovering from having salmonella.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they set sail, okay,
Everything's good.
in their little boat, and they're going to take a trip around the world.
Yeah. Of course.
They break down
Homeschool.
900 miles off the coast of Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay. Who goes around? You know what?
I've had my kids
Okay.
900 miles off the coast of Mexico
Yeah, I understand.
on a huge princess ship.
Yes.
but,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little
Now,
different.
I know that the guy is certified. He's a captain, okay, in the National Guard.
Coast Guard.
Captain in the Coast Guard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know what? Little tiny I'm a certified sailor. I used to sail for years, okay? And I've run in situations where my motor blew up, there was no wind, I'm trying to paddle with an oar, yeah, and I couldn't do anything. Okay, I would never take little kids
Yeah.
to go do this.
Yeah.
Ever.
That's just what some people do.
Okay. Good
'Cause
talk. Good talk. You know what? You know what I love about Angelina is the banter.
You really
okay?
no. I give it to you. Listen, if I could say what I want to say right now, okay. If I could say what I want to say, I would just let you have it. But there's some people that are just lunatics and think that they can do anything, and nothing means what wife? Who are you? You're just like retarded.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
See, that's what you get for trying to pull something out of me. I couldn't say what I wanted to say because that was far worse.
Even their own family members said they tried to talk him out of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
We had to send guys out. They dropped down by parachute to take over the ship and take care of the little girl. Okay.
Because she's like on death's door.
Okay. So we had
Just
to take care
throwing
of the ship.
up, salmonella on the high seas. Just your stomach, just a little.
That's a good movie title.
Daddy, I'm nauseous now, baby. It's just in your head.
Yeah.
Take
a Dramamine.
Just come on. And who's the mother?
What do you mean, who's the mother? I told you who the mother was.
No, I know, but I'm like, what kind of mother would do that to their kids?
She backs her husband. And they went to the doctor and got the baby cleared. Okay?
He didn't understand.
Yeah, she's clear to go sail around the world.
He didn't understand. He didn't. I bet you $1,000 the doctor was not given full information.
Right. They went to the doctor and said, "Is my daughter safe to travel?"
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
He's thinking it's a car trip to Disneyland.
Right.
Right.
You're right.
Instead, it's around the world.
Salmonella.
Yeah. And the boat was totally wrecked. They had to sink it.
Yeah.
Wow.
They had to
And they're
sink the
going to
ship.
get a nice bill. They need to sink that boat, though. They don't need to get back on the water.
No,
family.
I have a feeling the family is done with sailing for a while.
I hope so.
And I hope they have to pay for all the
they have
costs.
to.
Yeah.
They should have to pay for all that.
Cut a check to the Navy.
Yeah.
I hope they do. Gilbert says we have to take a break.
Oh.
When we come back, we're going to talk about tomorrow's election in the city of Lancaster. We'll talk about the candidates, and we'll maybe make a prediction.
Ooh.
All right, stand by. We'll be right back.
Remember when your neighbor found us naked in the car, and the time some outdoor action got us kicked out of the park? Getting frisky in the dark, I gave your eye a poke. I think the dog is also in the bed. Do I smell smoke? You and me, we never give up. You and me, we never give up. You and me, we never give up. You and me, we never ever give up. Getting hot and heavy with the whipped cream that we bought, and dressing in the kitchen and then getting caught. So many things can go wrong, but we still can get it right. You and me, we're not gonna give up tonight.
You didn't give up on sex. Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Visit bedsider.org to compare all the choices and put the bogus myths to bed at bedsider.org.
But we got options tonight.
Brought to you by Bedsider and the Ad Council. Bedsider.org.
If you're thinking about getting your backyard in shape for entertaining, there's only one place to shop, and that's Abadak Outdoors in Palmdale. At Abadak Outdoors in Palmdale, you'll save up to 70% off retail every day at our factory warehouse showroom. Abadak has everything you need to get your backyard in shape, like 7.5-foot tall, 41,000 BTU, freestanding LPG patio heaters for just $159.99. How about a fully enclosed backyard gazebo? Fire up that barbecue and enjoy a nice meal inside one of our Mandalay, Trinidad, or Mykonos freestanding gazebos. Just $219.97 every day. If you want wholesale prices, come to Abadak Outdoors in Palmdale. How about backyard shade or car canopies? You can pick a variety of color choices starting at just $129 $39.97. Stop by Abadak Outdoors in Palmdale. We're located at 38940 Trade Center Drive, 1 block east of 10th Street West. The Abadak Factory Showroom is open from 8 to 4 every day. That's Abadak Outdoors at 38940 Trade Center Drive in Palmdale, where you'll save up to 70% off retail every day. Check us out on the web at abadak.com or give us a call at 661-480-1562.
Welcome back to AVNewsCast.com on News Talk 1380.
Tomorrow we'll talk more about the pillowcase rapist being released and the property owner, who the property owner is, when the property was bought, how much it was bought for, and that's going to tell you what his motivating factors are. I have all that information.
Well, good.
Okay, good.
I have all the details, and we'll talk about that.
Good.
Okay. Tomorrow there's an election in the city of Lancaster, just up
Yes.
the road to the north.
Yes.
There was an online poll.
Oh, really?
Okay.
On Fox? Sorry.
On
I don't think
Fox?
Fox would care.
Like Fox News? No, it's not Fox
You know,
News.
I'm just talking stuff about your circle. Go ahead.
Killing me. Killing me.
Go ahead.
There was an online poll. I don't know how many people subscribed to the poll, but there are some predictions, some numbers that came in. From the people that voted.
Well, where'd the poll come from?
It was a poll that was organized by the avtimes.com.
Okay.
Okay? I didn't want to say that, but you had me say it.
Well, because, you know.
Because, okay. Anyway, all right?
Anywho.
The numbers came in this way. Based on whoever's ever subscribed to it. And for all I know, a candidate could have just loaded this poll up.
Right.
Okay? To make the numbers look good.
Right,
I'm not
right.
going to say that, though, but could have.
Sake of the conversation, though. That's what it is.
As of this morning, okay, around 7 a.m., the numbers were showing John Irvin with 31.9%. Okay? Second place was Ron Smith, followed by Marvin Christ, then Oscar Mejia, Lisa Rodriguez, Sheldon Carter, Jordan Campbell, David Paul, and I don't see anything for Michael Reeves.
Yeah.
So
Oh, hang
Steve,
on.
could you...
And Michael Reeves.
So, Steve, could you tell us now who held out? It made it impossible for us to interview everybody?
No.
Who didn't respond?
No, I'm not going to do that because they have an election tomorrow.
So what?
And I don't want to say anything like, hey, you're a knucklehead because you really screwed up our show.
No, it wasn't our show. They just screwed up the ability for everybody to speak their mind.
I know, but I
I
don't
don't
think...
understand it. Why?
I don't think we should do that.
You can do it day after tomorrow?
Yeah.
But it's important today. This is part of the. This is a thing. You're not supposed to hold back information that might make people motivated to vote one way or the other.
Well, actually, you know...
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if this person did not respond, the election process was not important enough to her. We have a lot of people that listen to this show that wanted to be able to hear from all the candidates.
Did you just give it?
I didn't. No, I don't know who it is.
But you said it's not important enough to her.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Who said it was a her? I
Angie
didn't.
just-
I never did. And she's assuming. And you know what they say
I
about
didn't
assumption?
say that. I didn't.
Okay?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
don't
Did I say
assume.
her?
Okay? So don't assume. Maybe we'll
I
do
listen
this.
to every word. Believe me.
Maybe we'll
Steve
do this
may not,
tomorrow.
but I do.
Okay? Maybe we'll do this tomorrow. A bunch of the candidates running for LA County Sheriff got together yesterday. Okay? In kind of an informal debate.
Angie's buddies.
Okay. What was interesting was one of the first things that was brought up was the fact that certain people running for LA County Sheriff have, they call them jump in, click tattoos. Okay? And
Here we go.
the tattoos were, you know, the clicks had names of like the Grim Reaper, the Regulators, the Jump Out Boys. Okay? So they started going down the aisle. Okay? And saying to everybody that was running, especially people that were involved in the jail system, okay? let's see your arms. Let's see
Right.
your tattoos.
Yes,
Okay?
baby. And what happened?
Well,
And somebody had to roll up their sleeve and show their little Viking.
okay.
Huh?
Paul Tanaka has a Viking
yeah.
tattoo.
Did he say where it came from? Because he doesn't look like he has Viking in his blood.
Okay.
Yeah, Tanaka's not a Nordic name.
No.
He got it from the Linwood Vikings clique.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably tell
He
us
says it was
about
before there was a clique.
Whatever, dude.
Okay.
Stop.
But they all had the tattoo.
Stop.
Okay.
Because
But
one...
he did his best to explain it.
Oh, my
Okay.
They all copied me.
Yeah. And wouldn't you get rid of it after you found out that they used that Viking tattoo for something so negative?
You can't redact the tattoo.
You
during the
can take it
election.
off, honey. You
I
can
know.
remove it.
But everybody knew he had it.
But no, I'm saying
There
way
were
back when,
pictures.
in the 90s, when you got busted on
He
it.
could have got a My Little Pony tattooed over that.
Something. Something.
Yeah, he could have gone to Hollywood Inc. or LA
That's why.
Inc. or
That's why
whatever.
they said let's do the tattoos. They were like, no, we're gonna make sure everybody know about you. That's amazing. I mean, a superior judge said it was like a Nazi supremacist group. Tanaka.
Paul Tanaka said yesterday, he stood up and he said, yes, I do have a tattoo.
Yeah.
No, I never was part of a gang.
Yes, you was. Stop
I did
playing.
not. My tattoo did not become sinister, okay, until years later. If I knew then what I know now,
Whatever. It's
I would
still on your
not
arm,
have
dude.
gotten a tattoo.
It's still on your arm, though.
Okay.
And this happened in the 90s. And it's still on your arm.
Todd Rogers, who's also running for sheriff.
I just can't wait. He's going to be on the show, right?
Who, Tanaka?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dear.
Oh dear. Increase our E&O insurance.
No, I mean, it's just curious to
A
me. Why would
million's
you
not
keep
enough.
it? Why would you keep it?
Todd Rogers, an assistant sheriff, said he was invited to join the same clique. He refused.
Absolutely.
Immediately, they pointed to Jim Helmold, okay, who is currently assistant sheriff, a 25-year veteran of the department, okay, has been involved in the department for 25 years, and he said, nope, I have no tattoos. Never joined a clique.
Yeah.
That was not part of my deal.
Right.
Okay?
So much for the secrecy of their clique, by the way.
Yeah, the cat's out of the bag.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But now, Jim Hellman, he wasn't involved in a clique.
Okay.
He doesn't have a tattoo.
Okay.
But you don't like him.
No.
No. You want someone that was not.
Yeah.
You want. They have
I
to be like 10
definitely don't want to
removed.
hear about you know, I'm going to the retirement party to celebrate you know, the head of it all. No.
No, he was not that. He was not in a clique. He doesn't have a tattoo.
He went to the retirement party though, right?
It
Job
wasn't.
well done, dude.
Yeah.
It wasn't a retirement party.
It was a congratulatory job well done. You did a good job. I mean, I just want somebody that would say, you know what? It seemed like you did a great job until this came out, and so right now I'm wary about supporting you. I know that you're retiring right now because it's hot in here. But I definitely cannot. I can't publicly say that I'm supporting you or supported your past. How about that? Why is that a hard thing to do?
Okay, we'll see if we can get Jim Helmold on the show.
Yeah.
Okay, and see what we could do. We're out of time. Ex-Mayor Bob Filner finished his home confinement yesterday. He is free and loose and free and roaming San Diego.
Yeah.
Free and
loose.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Hit those sailor bars with the.
Tomorrow,
Teeny
Suzette
dancers.
Martinez will be on the show. Another candidate running for California State Assembly. She'll be on the show at the top of the hour. So listen for tomorrow, and have a great day, everybody. And we'll be back tomorrow.